All right. Good morning, everyone. Um, this is Michelle Sorensen, and I am known as the Tea Goddess. And I've been serving afternoon tea since 1999 with Love and Passion in downtown Honolulu. And this morning, well, today's tea chat's going to be a little bit different. I just got a call from Casey, who I was going to be interviewing this morning, and she was in tears because her dog has fallen ill and she has to take him to the hospital. So she's very, very sad about having to miss our time together, and we'll meet in another couple of weeks. But it just life does happen, and as we all know. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I don't have a guest. I tried to reach out to somebody, and for some reason, the phone line wouldn't pick up. It wouldn't connect. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to go live and I'm going to go on my own. And today, actually, I was a little bit emotional this morning. For some reason, I got up and I was feeling a little emotional, maybe nostalgic, or I'm not quite sure what the feelings were. And then my husband handed me the paper this morning about that. Just made me cry. And it was Officer Kalama, the one that got killed in January. And that was basically in my neighborhood. And I was there when that whole craziness came down on January 19th. And our neighbor, who was mentally ill, had killed the two police officers and slain his landlord, and then set the house on fire, which started a chain reaction to the other houses in the neighborhood as well. 3 of the little kids came up and sought refuge up in our house, and I was able to, we were able to be with them and to console them during that really tragic time. But it's really tragic right now. I mean, there's just so much stuff that's happening that's just like insanely crazy when you think about it. And I mean, this is pretty tragic. I mean, the Kalama family, my heart goes out to the Kalama family. Not only did they lose their father and now their mother, she had a long-term illness. And, we should all send our love and our thoughts and our prayers out to the Kalama family. And it says condolences can be sent to the Ohana Baptist Church at 2879 Pa'a Street. But there's so much that we've all experienced during this pandemic time, and so many amazing things have happened and some really crazy things worldwide, the tragedies that we are all seeing. And I think with the social media and television and everything that's going on right now, we know everything at every moment that's happening across the world, the amazing things and the tragic things that are going on, at the drop of the hat. So today I thought I would just kind of roll with the punches, and life is just, coming at you. Life changes, life happens, and just kind of have to roll with it. And I just want to show you what I've done over the years, journaling my life happening. And let me show you. Okay, so these are my journals, most of them, my diaries. My first journal from 1978, a very young Michelle would write her thoughts in here. And, it's great to look back on things and to see, where you've come and the ideas that you had, as a young adult. And this one I wrote like in 1979. I was 20 years old, and it was a poem. I think it was about my boyfriend. And I said, with every growing minute of the day and every darkening hour of the light, I wait for your kiss and hug to take me through the night. So that was, I'm sure that was about my boyfriend. This is also a very, very young me. The card game. Life is like a card game with its rules and regulations. There are winners and there are losers. No matter how the cards lie, it's up to the deal that decides your fate. The longer you play, the better you get. You understand the cards and how to play them when they fall. So when it's your deal, take the cards, shuffle it, and feel its fate. Okay, let me read this one about this. I wrote about my future children, and I also wrote about my future grandchildren. And there are writings in here about my mother's illness, the passing of my mother's illness, my father, what he said, what he looked like during that time when he lost the love of his life. And I have cards that people have written to me over the years, card that I've written, but let me read this one about my future children. This is my daughters. I had 3 children. I lost my first son, but I have 2 girls, Jennifer and Stephanie, and they have gifted me with 4 beautiful grandchildren. Sophie and Nikki belong to Jennifer, and Kiala and Kalei belong to Stephanie. But this is what I wrote in 8 years before I had my first child. And I wrote, a creation of love, a beautiful day sitting on the grass, watching you play, run around, a time to express yourself. You run into the arms, we hug, and we feel each other's love. Someday I will have you, not have you, but a chance to see you and love you. Oh, how I know that will be such a fulfilling opportunity. Someday I will see you. I can't wait. So journaling, I had the tea and journaling session, and it was an opportunity for us to get together, and we did a Zoom journaling, and just to write your thoughts and everything. And, this journaling, or just, diary and writing your thoughts and keeping them down, it's so fun. And where was that? I saw something, I was going to read it, about reflections from a mother's heart. And this was a quote that was written. The beauty of the written word is that it can be held close to your heart and read over and over again. And that was Florence Littauer. Hopefully I pronounced her name correct. But those are some pretty amazing things. My most recent writings are, there's nothing like a dream to create the future. And I write about relationships, formulating relationships, hard lessons I have to learn, lessons on envy and jealousy. Envy is the lack of something. For instance, I envy my Instagram followers who have hundreds plus likes and more engagement than me. Jealousy is the fear of losing something or someone. So William Durant wrote, to speak ill of others is a dishonest way of praising ourselves. And another quote, when you wish you have your colleague's office, that's envy. When you feel threatened by how much your boss praises one of your colleagues' work, that's jealousy. So I write good stuff. I write hard things, like here, January 1st. I'm overwhelmed, too much going on, taking on too much, too high expectations, overwhelmed. Life is passing too fast, too wound up, barely have a moment to absorb all the amazing things I've done. I can't relax. I wake up grouchy. I'm burning out, very scattered, can't shut off my mind, racing thoughts. What is the lesson I need to learn? Wow, that was January 1st. I remember at the beginning of the year, it was just a really strange time because I didn't really have any expectations for the new year. And my theme became just be, accept whatever it is and just be, accept, whatever's going to come into life. And it just so happened that life happened in a big way. We had our tragedy here in our neighborhood on January 19th. I go away to go skiing and I injured both of my knees, and I'm still rehabbing from that. And for those of you that do know me, I do the Ironman triathlon, and I qualified for the World Championship Ironman triathlon last year in Vichy, France. And I can't run. It's very painful. So fortunately, because of Corona, all the races have been postponed for future dates. So I deferred the race until next year. So that was a tragic thing that happened. And then Corona happened. And then we're all together collectively going through experiences in our life. And I really pray that, that you've learned some amazing things during your time. And I wrote this to my group, and I said, have you ever caught yourself saying, if I only had a chunk of time? One second, let me close this. Oh, I just closed it out. So let's see if I can find it once again. So I hope you're staying with me or listening to me. For those of you that might be just popping in right now, Casey from Storybook Hawaii had a very tragic moment with her dog. So she's not able to join me on the T-Chat today. So I'm going to be doing this alone and sharing my thoughts and my journals and the things that have been going on. So this is one of the letters or the emails that I had wrote to my group. And I said, have you ever caught yourself saying, if I only had a chunk of time, I'd? You conjure up hundreds of ideas. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to read all my books, and I'm gonna. Well, this is when Corona happened. We've all been mandated a stay-at-home order. Whether you welcome it or not, you've been given your chunk of time. Now sit in the corner. 2020, for some cosmic reason, seems to have collided, causing waves of chaos. Did we collectively send a subconscious message to the universe or God asking to give us a break? Did Mother Nature say enough is enough, and now she is sending us to our room and putting us on restriction for who knows how long? It's so funny now that we have this chunk of time, like a tantrum throwing, whining kid, we finally get our way or that toy, but now we don't want it and we drop it, like all the other thousands of discarded toys in our toy box. But with a little time after the initial tantrum, you calm down, go to the toy box, and discover all the discarded treasures and gifts that you once loved, but you were too busy or too distracted to play with. Now that we've all have this chunk of time, dig deep into your toy box and rediscover all the joy and happiness that this metaphorical toy box holds. We are all in this together. Let us collectively send our thoughts of happiness, gratitude, and healing to each other. And when we are POW with our universal timeout, we'll have a big smile on our face. So yes, right now we are beginning to reopen. Businesses are coming back, and yeah, that's another tragic topic. I have several business friends that are business owners that are not going to survive, and have not survived, have decided to close and will not reopen. And I just find it increasingly saddening that, you know, their whole dream is gone. And we're in such an economic disaster right now. And there are some businesses that have flourished and some businesses that aren't. And I'm just thankful that I'm able to reopen again, and that I do have a loyal base of customers that do enjoy coming to have afternoon tea. We are about 60% down in capacity. We have to do our social distancing, and I do have a very small place. So, you know, we can only have so many people in. We do limit now the time. It used to be 2 hours for your tea service. It's down to an hour and a half, so that it enables other people to come and enjoy having tea in as well. Well, my dear friends, what else can I say to you? You know, use your struggles for motivation. That's what I wrote down. And, you know, I wanted to read something on the closing of this. Where'd I put it? Oh, I can't find it. Oh, read at the end. Oh, okay. This was something that I wrote. I'm going to close with this. And this is something that I wrote when I was sitting down at the beach early in the morning. And it was about portals. And whether you believe in portals or not, a portal can be a metaphor for many things. And we are portals collectively and individually, and we create our universe. However, your reality is different from mine. Even when we're sitting together in the same place, focusing on the same thing or object, we view things differently. We may think we see the same object exactly the same, but our views, opinions, and perceptions of reality are based on our life experiences, that what we've allowed in and categorized as good, bad, or evil, and thus we see things differently. Portals can also be alternate dimensions which we can enter. Meditation is a portal. Peace is a portal. World peace is a portal, an alternate universe. I often chuckled at the thought or the comment of the beauty contestant when she was asked what she wanted, and she would reply, world peace. That was always kind of the funny thing, right? The thought. But is it really possible? World peace? A world at rest? We can experience our own world peace through the portal of meditation. But universal world peace is a collaborative effort of vision, intention, and practice. We can clean our planet up by keeping our hearts, the portal of our body, open to the simple natural elements of nature, the air, the sky, the ocean, the trees that are shading me from the sun, the moon, the stars, the portal of our true nature, that when we enter, we find peace deep within ourselves. That's when we re-enter the reality of the world. We are glowing and changed, even if just a bit. I read once, meditation portal, unifying our hearts, one breath at a time. in this time of universal chaos with the coronavirus, imagine if we turned our universal fear into universal hope. Imagine what our world would look like. So I just want to end with that, and just that collectively, whatever is going on in your life, be it good, or if you're experiencing sadness or happiness or growth or whatever it is that, in this pandemic time, I'm wishing you continued peace within yourself, and that you would find your way either through meditation, which is a great vehicle to be able to just to clear your mind and your thoughts and to find peace within yourself, whether you find it through journaling, relationship building, talking with loved ones. I do thank you for joining me today on this very different Tea Chat. Next week, I will be interviewing my dear friend Byron Gu from the Tea Chest, and he will be sharing about his business. So I hope that you do tune in to that next week, Monday at 10 a.m. here live on Facebook. And I just wanted to say aloha and mahalo for watching me today. And I do send out my love to you, and aloha.